Today, we're going to talk about how to leverage OVHcloud's new web hosting offers to launch your online business. Now we can have a look at the agenda and the speakers. So today our speakers will be Guillaume Gojard, Product Manager Web, and Jonathan Drucker, Product Marketing Manager. We'll first start with talking about who is OVHcloud, what we do, what is our mission, and then we'll follow with a quick overview of the state of the Canadian market. Then we'll dive into the OVHcloud web cloud offering and show you a little demo on how to set it up. We'll wrap the session with the Q&A, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask them through the little chat box. Even if this is during the presentation, we'll answer them at the end. And if you have any technical issues, feel free to reach out to us through the chat box too. So I think we are ready. So Jonathan, the mic is yours.
Thank you very much, Emma. So my name is Jonathan Drucker, and I am the Product Marketing Manager for the Americas market, so Canada and Latin America. And today we're going to talk about the recent launch of the web cloud and web hosting offers for the Canadian market that were introduced for OVH Canada. And we're actually going to cover a few things about what the Canadian market is like, because it gives you a bit of a background as to why we are introducing this offer now, as well as a product demo and some more key information about what we offer that Guillaume will cover shortly. Before I do that, I would like to explain to you who we are, because not everyone knows who OVHcloud Canada is and who OVH is in general, because we are very well known in Europe, but we're just really trying to spread our wings here in the Americas. So it's important to know about OVHcloud that we are a cloud company. We build cloud servers. We also provide cloud infrastructure, and we are across the globe. We are trying to build an alternative choice for building your applications, building your whole infrastructure in the cloud that is not one of the big giants. It's actually more focused about a global point of view, and the Canadian market is actually quite a large one and a growing one, particularly for this web cloud space. So OVHcloud really has a wide variety of what it offers. If we go to the next slide, please. So just in case you don't know, when you're thinking about OVHcloud and say, what do you do? It's much more than just our web cloud offering, which we'll get into, but just so that you know, we do dedicated servers. We are a global cloud provider that gives our hardware that we design, we build in our own data centers. We cover private cloud, public cloud, storage. We do network security and dedicated servers. And that is all to build the foundation for the offerings that we have, whatever your business goals are. And one of those offerings, based on this foundation of all the different cloud options that we offer, including hardware, is our web cloud, which we'll get into shortly. So can we go to the next slide, please? So that you know a bit, when you hear about OVHcloud, we are across the globe. And it's very important to know that we control our data centers. We have 30 data centers in 12 locations. It's not one or two, we have a vast number across the globe. We build our own servers. We've been around for 20 years. We're not a fly-by-night operation. In fact, we're very well grounded across the world. And in Canada, we have our own data center in Beauharnois, Quebec, where it actually helps with our Canadian market and also for people who care about the Cloud Act. But we are a global and a local player, and we really know the entire vertically integrated stack from the hardware all the way to the software and the services that we offer. So if you think about OVHcloud, it's not just Canada, it's across the globe. So if we go to the next slide, please. So I just wanted to emphasize again about the North American aspect, because one of the reasons why we have our data center here is, at least in Canada, is that we really want to be local. We want the data to be local as much as possible for Canada and also for the Americas. We are a very sustainable company, because I know for some of our customers it's very important. We have very green operations. We have very low energy consumption, and that's also important for companies who want to build on their our network. And we really have an open and innovative cloud so that when you do things such as take our offers for the web cloud, you'll know that you're working with some of the best equipment and some of the best locations in the globe. And we're also quite green. So if we go to the next slide, I want to cover a bit about what's happening in the Canadian market. And the reason why I'm taking this background is to give you an idea of our approach at OVHcloud to why we're bringing in the web cloud, why we're starting to offer it in Canada, and really the mindset of what Canadians are like when it comes to the web cloud, about being online, having an online presence, and particularly online commerce. So what's happening in Canada? We are a very digital nation. Over 91% of Canadians are online. We spend a lot of time online, and we are hooked up from coast to coast, and the majority of Canadians spend a fair bit of time online. So it's how we kind of live our lives now. We Canadians have become more of a digital transformed country at the personal level, and our businesses are going through a digital transformation. Importantly, for this particular webinar, I want to emphasize the fact that we like to shop a lot. The average online expenditure per year by Canadians is over $2,500, which means we're spending a lot of time and a lot of money per year, either buying services, looking for information, and looking for information online where you need to be online. And there's a lot of money to be had in a country of 37 million people. If you have about 30 million that actually, or 28 million that actually are buying every day, we have a lot of people. It's a large market. And if you look at the age groups with the highest income, you'll see that it's people 25 to 44 and 45 to 64. So people who have disposable income who are online. So it's a very, very vibrant market in Canada, and it's a very digitalized market in Canada. So if we go to the next slide, you'll see that there's a lot of room to grow, and there's a lot of upside in the e-commerce space, and just being online in general. Remember, e-commerce isn't only just the purchase, but it's also having your brand online, having influence, having a blog online, and that all contributes to this very, very strong run-up in revenue in Canada in e-commerce. From 2017 to 24, it's rising up to $36 billion US dollars. So that's about 50 billion Canadian. You can see it's a great trend, and it's growing by leaps and bounds. So it's a growing market to be in. And look at 2019, $25 billion was spent on e-commerce. So there's really a strong market in Canada because we are very, very digitalized, and it's where we're spending our time, and it's where we're building our reputations. It's where we're building our presence. So if you're thinking about having offerings, whether it's a digital offering, whether you're a digital agency and you want to build websites for other companies, e-commerce websites, or you want to have your own, this is a great market to be in Canada. And it's a really interesting market that has a lot of upside for the coming years. So if we go to the next slide, 4 points I want to bring out here. Currently, according to eMarketer.com, 10% of our transactions are digital in Canada, which means people are either doing it on their phones, they're doing it on their laptops, and that is growing and has grown, in fact, exponentially since the beginning of the COVID pandemic. We've retreated into our devices and our own space to actually buy most of the things, whether they're services or goods, online. So that 10% is actually going to go up even higher. And in 2019, we had a huge 20% growth just in e-commerce. So there really is nothing but upside in Canada currently to be online and to do your business online as well. We have double-digit growth that's going all the way to 2025 and probably beyond, given that now we're probably more indoors and more focused online prior to the pandemic than we are now, where we're really thinking about how do I live my life in a safe way, so we spend more time online. And e-commerce with mobile in particular is shooting up, which means you need to be web-based. You need to not think about bricks and mortars. And I was speaking with a retail consultant recently who said that about 70% of business should now be transacted online as opposed to in person. And companies that don't have that ratio of 70% online versus 30% in person or retail physical will not survive over the next decade. So the whole shift has moved towards online to complete these things. And the mentality needs to be about being present online and getting your message out online and getting your services out online and products out online. So what does that mean? It means that you should be where your audience is. Your audience is online. You really need to develop and maintain your brand online. And it should be a digital first strategy, which a lot of Canadians are used to, but still a number of, whether they're retailers or wholesalers or even small startup businesses, they aren't yet as online as they could be. They aren't as digitally present as they could be. And we do have a lot of offers that kind of get you there to get you online quickly and easily so you can build your presence and reputation. And another important thing about being where your audience is when you think digitally first, you have to think about everything that goes with that, which is what platform are you going to use? What offering are you going to use to be online? What is the cost of that for you? How simple is it to set up your online presence? And if you already are online, if you are very familiar with it, you need to know that you have options like OVHcloud's web offering and web hosting offers to build your presence and expand your presence, and know that you can be in Canada and potentially grow beyond Canada if you're very successful, because the world is now digital. So don't only look at it as a Canadian market, you can also look at this as a global market where the world is now and where we're going to be because of the pandemic for quite some time to come. So if we go to the next one, the whole point I'm trying to make here is that, you're thinking, wow, okay, the market is big and it's growing, and that's great. So if I'm attending this webinar, you're asking, so how does OVHcloud's web cloud help me take advantage of this? Well, there are a lot of ways that you're going to see that Guillaume, our product manager, is going to explain to this, how we offer a really brilliant solution to get you up and running and to make it simple so that you don't have to spend a lot of time figuring out, what's the security offer I need or what does it cost. We make it very clear, very simple, and very easy to expand your digital presence if you're already online, or if you're thinking of starting your own business, which is a very common aspect of the Canadian market since the pandemic started. A lot of people have decided to start their own small businesses or grow them. We're going to show you what you can do with the web cloud offering that we have. And Guillaume, at this point, I would like to hand this over to you because you are the expert on this. Now that you have the background of the Canadian market, I'd like to give you the nuts and bolts or the practical part of how we're going to do this. So Guillaume, please take it away and ask any questions you want in the chat box while we're here. I'm happy to help you with the background aspects of it, and Guillaume will now make it clear to you what the practical part of it is. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. Hi, everyone. So my name is Guillaume, and I'm the product manager for web. Now let's talk about products, and I present you what kind of products we propose today and their benefits. OVHcloud is a very huge company proposing a lot of various products. These products are grouped in 4 universes. Bare metal, in fact, it's more or less infrastructure provided as a service, server, storage of any size for any needs. Hosted private cloud, it's the same infrastructure plus some software on top of it, which bring added value and help company manage their infrastructures. Public cloud, it's all the services that you'd like to use today if you want to develop an application in the cloud, and it could bring artificial intelligence, machine learning, and stuff like that. Very nice stuff. And web cloud, the 4th universe, in which we will find everything you need to exist on the web, from domain names to web server, and also emails and other additional stuff. As you can see, whatever is your initial need, we have a product for you. And we launch frequently new ones. So let's focus a bit on what is inside web cloud. Our customer range are from startup, small businesses, to reseller and larger company. First of all, it's easy, so it's for everyone. You could be an individual wanting to share about your hobby, or as I said, a company with more business needs, no problem. With the same solution, we answer your need and we can help you during your growth, bringing additional services or options regarding your skills and your budget. It's all packaged. It's for every need. We have built packages over the last years that are really appreciated in the market because we want to differentiate from our competitors. So there are many stuff inside, many features and services are included in the package. They are ready to use and accessible. All what required has been included in the offering pack, and they are ready to start within minutes. And finally, it's performant. We have included many services to make sure that everything will be running properly over the time, protecting you against what may have what may exist on the web regarding security aspect, but also making sure that they are managed, all the products are managed by us, so that you don't have to wake up at night. They are monitored and we do what it takes to make them up every time. So as you can see, within the package, we have the web server, but we also include some databases, domain name, storage space, emails account, plus the network bandwidth. Now, what can you do with our solution? Let me give you 3 different examples. In order to build your web presence, to connect to other people, to communicate, or aiming just to scale your company and be present on the web, you can start by creating a very simple website like a blog to share your personal hobby. And within one CMS, I will talk a bit about the CMS later on, you'll be able to have them up and running in minutes. If you are a corporate, a company, it's easy for you also to have a very nice, just simple website to present your company, tell everyone where you are, where the office are, how to contact you, what are your product and services, and get some leads also if you want to be able to contact and get new customer over the web. And another use case, which is really nice, is, for example, if you want to start to sell, you could build your online store using one of our pre-installed application and get ready to have your everything start selling again easily with your own brand, like, for example, with your domain name, setup, and so on. So now it's time to have a look at the demo. I will demonstrate several stuff so that you will have some understanding about what you need to use. We will see the website, we will see the control panel we have to manage our services. You'll see also an example of a website on the administration side. Okay, let's have a look at our website. So it's live. For those who have maybe been visiting our website, you'll see that we have actually the site available just for your information in several languages, and for you Canadian, this is available in French and in English. So don't hesitate to change the language if you are much more fluent in French like me, for example, or any other language or currency if you are outside of the Canada. Within the web space, we have several stuff inside. So we can find domain and web hosting plus email solutions. Just to let you know that domain is key when you want to exist on the web. So that's why we provide a search engine here that is easy to use so that you can type any type of company name and you want to check if it's available. Let's say my company is called We Host You and I want to buy the .com, let's say. Within that search bar, it's easy to get a good understanding of all the extension we can propose to you. There are many of them, and there is not only the well-known one like .com, .org, there are also alternative one, fresh new one, which are could be local one or could be more tricky so that you can make like a play word with the name and the extension. So it's always good to check what kind of additional extension you could have there. Luckily for me, I already buy the one I am interested in, and I'm going to use it in my demonstration. The other one is to be able also from the web menu to have a look at the web hosting plan. So we are proposing 3 different web offers, and having a look at them, you'll see the free plan. The first one is the personal plan. Very simple to use when you can put one or several websites on top of it. Professional plan, a bit more advanced, and performance plan. The main difference is for the performance plan, in fact, we have some guarantee resources associated in the background, like CPU and RAM, so that you make sure to have always a minimum set of resources that run just for you. What I can tell also is that for the demo, we are going to order a very first plan, the personal one. I won't go through the order funnel review until the end, but let's imagine that if you want, you can, every time you buy a plan, a web hosting plan, you can have one domain name included for the first year. So it's good to type here whatever you want so that you can benefit of this advantage in the package. Let's say I have already one, so I just want to have a look at the personal plan here. You see that by default, I have also database included. And I can also subscribe to additional services. Some of them are already included and are for free, like, for example, the SSL certificate, which will protect your domain name with that nice green lock on the front of your URL, making your website more safer for your visitor. You can also have some CDN that can improve the performance of the website when visitors are coming from many places in the world. And you can, at that level, decide if you want to use one of our pre-installed applications to create website. Let's take, for example, WordPress. WordPress is one of the best known CMS, content management system, available today. It's used by thousands and thousands of people on the web. It's very easy to build a website on top of that. There's others similar to WordPress, but one which is different is PrestaShop. For those who don't know PrestaShop, it's a good solution if you want to build your online store. It's more than just a CMS. It's all a full e-commerce solution that can manage your catalog, your order, and your customer, and so on. And that's it. As soon as you continue, then you have to pay, and you have to then get noticed about what you decide to have. Now let me present quickly our control panel. Our control panel is the place where you will be able to manage everything you have with us. So it could be our web solution for sure, but it could be also the same, in the same place you'll be able to see about your cloud services, for instance. As soon as you subscribe to a service, we'll notify you by emails to tell you that your domain name has been created and it's ready and available. And you'll find here, for example, the domain I bought, webhosting.ovh, for instance here. You will be able also to see that there is an associated hosting plan with it, which represents my personal plan with my web server and everything inside. Within that control panel, even if you are not technical, you can manage everything. Knowing the IP address of your server, if you need that, or looking at the version of the PHP, for example, running on it, if there is any certificate installed. You have also the ability to, for example, put as many domain name you want on the same server, which is really nice. If you want to neutralize several websites, here you can put different domain names If you put the file in separated folder, you are able to run 3, 4, 5, depending on the plan you choose. You can make only one server okay for many websites. You have everything regarding the way to access to your server with the place to get access to your server by FTP, SFTP, SSH, depending the plan, so that you can do what is required to manage it if you have more technical stuff. Databases, as you can see, this has been created automatically. I have asked for WordPress to be installed when I subscribed. I got my domain name set up for me. I got the WordPress installation done, and I also have one database that has been created and ready to use for WordPress. So that I have nothing else to do, it's up and running. And this is up and running like this admin control. This represents the WordPress side for me as an administrator. Every CMS has its own one. Within the WordPress, what I wanted to show you is that you can manage from here everything you want to publish, the style of your website and so on. And to make very simple demonstration, I be able here to create some posts that I want to publish. This is really well developed. For example, I can prepare some posts for my blog. I can type my content, create a little new post for you, especially welcome. Hello, Canada. Thank you for attending. Up, I can put some URL and nice images. I can save them or publish them directly. Nothing more complex than that. And if I looked at my website, this is the result, then refresh. My domain name is up and running, and I get my new post published right now. It's live, it's done, it's cost efficient. And I think that's it. So maybe, John, if you want to present the takeaway, maybe?
Absolutely, absolutely. First of all, thank you very much, Guillaume. And one of the things before we just get into the key takeaways is you saw in the amount of time that it took Guillaume to build this, you're up and running online quickly, and that's how we've kind of approached this. And I'd like to kind of explain from my personal experience. I have used, before I joined OVH, I used to use GoDaddy as a competitor because it's very well known in the Canadian and American market. And I can say from my experience, the time it took me to get online and get everything done took much, much, much longer. In fact, it took me over a week because I didn't know what I was doing. And it took me a lot of support. You can see with this, it's quite straightforward and quite easy to get online. And in addition, beyond the domain names and the hosting, what Guillaume showed was the value that what we include in our package that I find so alluring, so interesting. For example, with my old site with GoDaddy, I had to buy SSL extra, and I had to configure it extra. And things that I couldn't do, I had to find someone who could help me. So my own site took me a long time to build, and it was too time-consuming for me, particularly for non-technical people. So I like this offering because it gives it to you in 3 simple steps, and you get so much packed into it for a very fair price. And I would urge you to look at, beyond just the domain names, look at the entire package that we offer, because it's really quite competitive, and it includes a lot of the things that you need to have a successful web presence, whether you're doing e-commerce or whether you're just building your brand or you have a blog or whatever the case is. Have a look at what we have, because when you see the whole package, it's really quite rich. And because we are so global, you also have the options to really expand your reach beyond Canada or the Americas if you want. But now I wanted to go to the key takeaways. And basically what we've seen so far from the facts at the beginning is that for the Canadian market, we're growing strongly. It's growing all over the globe, to be honest, because people are moving more and more online. But we in Canada really like to focus on what we do in shopping, our digital presence, and getting information online. And in all kinds of sectors, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's having a personal blog, whether it's retail, whether it's wholesale, there's so much upside in the coming years, 2025 and beyond, in the billions of dollars, that there is space for you to get into this area. And if you are, for example, a digital agency and you want to, maximize your costs when you're building for your customers, we offer an extremely competitive package, and there's a lot of upside for everyone. So it's a good time to get into the market and also consider OVHcloud's offering. So how does OVHcloud help you? If Guillaume could just click one more time. Thank you very much, Guillaume. As we talked about, our global footprint means that as you grow your business, as you grow your presence, we can help you grow. You're not restricted to one particular data center. You're not restricted to having only one area. You can really grow your footprint to help your business expand and go from small from local to large to national to international, if you want, whatever you want to do. And having a Canadian data center means you have minimal latency. It's one of the largest data centers in the world, actually, with over 300,000 servers in it. And it's our own design, so you get top quality and you get the best performance. And like we said, we make it easy to get online. You saw how fast Guillaume can do this. And that really is the idea behind this. We're trying to simplify this whole process so you don't waste time looking for things or trying to build it if you don't know. We really do take the approach that we offer very competitive rates and competitive solutions. Don't just think of the domain name, but think of the whole solution and how much time you don't want to spend on building or setting up your website, how much time you want to spend doing business. And if you click one more time, you'll be able to see our offers. Our offers are quite good, and you can see it's, we have it focused on, personal, professional, and performance. Think about what you need. Think about the type of offering you want to do. You might be a business that's already established and you want to find a new, more cost-effective platform to work on. You also have to think of your cost when you're doing your business. So you have a lot at your offer, whether it's personal, professional, or a performance plan. There are a lot of things that you can look at, and we're giving you choice. That's the other thing I really want to emphasize. I know we're not as well known in Canada, but we do offer you the option of having choice, which is one of the best things in the world. You're not stuck with one of the big players. You're not only stuck with GoDaddy. You're not only stuck with AWS. You have a great partner in doing this with OVHcloud, and think beyond just a local region and go global. So if we want to talk a bit about our offers, Guillaume, I think you're the person to speak about this, but we have a few really, really great offers that we can get you to help you get up and running.
Yeah, exactly. And here, just with the free plan we were discussing just previously, in fact, you have to know that regarding the number of websites we already host today, millions of them actually in Europe, and we are really happy to expand at the international. We have many huge websites with high traffic, which are running well since many years on our infrastructure. And within the performance plan, for example, you can have very safe servers that are ready to host millions of hits and so on. And I think for the purpose of this webinar, we were really happy also to talk about a promotion we are going to share with you who participate, and feel free to use it. It will be our pleasure to just make you a little promo code here for subscribing to one of our offer. And with the promo code we host you 20, you'll receive 3 months for free of one of these offers here. Maybe we can thank you right now and see if there is any question. Thank you for attending. Thank you, John, for having this webinar with you. It was very nice.
Yes, and thank you to all the participants. We really appreciate you taking your time. And don't hesitate to ask us any questions. We're here to help you. And thank you very much for that promo code. we'll make sure that we share it with all the participants afterwards. So do we have any questions coming up? Emma?
Yes. So I have one first question from John. The question is, I've seen that emails are included in the plan. Can you tell us more about it, please?
Yes, sure. Maybe I could answer on this one. Email is key because if you want to build your website, if you have the domain name and the web page, that's fine. But getting the email with your same domain name in it, it makes you look more professional. So that's why we put a huge quantity of emails in our package. For example, if you take the highest hosting plan, you'll get 1,000 email accounts included in the price. Those emails are really easy to use. You can create them over the time. Every time you need new person to have an account, then just create it. We have thousands of guides available on our website so that you can, for example, from the control panel or from the website, as soon as you are connected, you can access to, in the top menu of our website, to support, and within that area, get access to all the guides that are already written. There are lots of them available in many languages. Within, you can find many stuff. And for example, I think you can have one about activating email, as I can find it. And you get all the steps to explain you how to do that on one of our products and so on. And you'll see this is really nice to have them available for free within the package. Any other question?
Thank you, Guillaume. Yes, I have another question from Clara. So the question is it possible to observe my website traffic with your solution?
Yes, and that's a good time. Last month, within the last month, the team has been working on a very nice tool. So when you have your website up and running, within the control panel, we get a statistics and logs item that provide you with some raw logs if you want to have a look deeply inside technical stuff. But we also provide a very simple to use and nice looking app so that you can have all your statistics regarding your website and have a look at everything regarding who visits, for example, where they come from, what is the, I wanted to have a look at some data, but maybe my website is not that popular. But you can have access here to a kind of dashboard that brings you everything regarding the number of access you got. You'll be able to learn more about which kind of platform your visitor were. So if they are coming from iOS or Android or desktop application, you can have also some geographical information about where they are within the world. And my website, again, is not that popular to have many data. Sorry about that. But have a look at this. And this is really nice because it's included within the price. We do not want to share the data because, in fact, we are, as a European company, we are under the very tough regulation. So this is important for us not to have a third party included there. So the data stay on our server. They are close to the server, so the data is accurate, and you can have a look at everything you need to optimize your website. For example, you can use that to get a better ranking in the search engine. This is really important to have no errors and making sure that you have a secure website and so on.
Guillaume, I also wanted to add on to that is that I know a lot of people say, oh, I'll just use Google Statistics or Google Stats. And the time it took me to put all the code into my areas and use that and then go back to it was very time consuming. And I'm happy to have this kind of thing in the package already because it saves time of having to go and set something up through Google and do all these extra steps. So it's a great little feature to have so that you can start to understand your market really quickly without having to spend all that time on Google stuff when you get it all included in the package. So that's a great feature.
Okay, I have another question from Phil. The question is, can I set several domain names on a single web hosting?
Yes, sure. You have some indication on the offer plan when you have a look on our website, which are just indication there. For example, in the plan, you see that we recommend to have the personal plan if you want to build from 1 to 5 websites, the professional plan from 1 to 10. And if you want to have more, then have a look at the performance. And regarding the one you take, the bigger it is, the big number of websites you can put on that. And as you can see, for the performance 4, which is the highest one, you can put as around 500 websites all running on the same server. And as I explained in the control panel, you have here the place where you can configure precisely the website and the domain name you want to use on that. Every time you will buy a new domain name from us, it will be automatically associated to one of your hosting if you want. So you can decide, I want to buy my new domain name for my new business, and I want to make it run on this web server. This will be set for you so that you have everything regarding the main domain, and you can also have some stuff regarding, for example, your email and additional configuration if you want that. But you can manage many websites on just one server for the price we've seen previously.
That's a really good thing to know, because as companies grow, they start to split off and have more websites, whether it's a sister brand or whatever the case is, and being able to manage them through one server is very cost effective and time effective. I think that's a great feature.
And you can upgrade also. So if you want to start small, you can have the first plan you want to use. Then as soon as you get more websites, you can decide to upgrade. There is no technical migration to do on your side. We just ask, you just choose the plan you want to use, and we have a task running in the background, upgrading your website, moving them to the nice additional resources you want, and you get more. That's it.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I don't see any other questions.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. And thank you for attending.
Bye-bye.